What's your current position? Manager of the hospital, manager of Kamal Adnan Hospital. When did you join Hamas? 2010. When was the last time you did military training? 2010. What's your rank in Hamas? Brigadier General.
All right, so you just heard from the head of a hospital in Gaza who also happens to be a general in Hamas. Pretty much clears up the question about whether Hamas used hospitals. Of course, you won't hear about this new reporting from the New York Times or MSNBC. That was video released by the Israelis after they captured that Hamas general. And a lot of the media has given up talking about the Palestinian civilian deaths, too. They are undoubtedly tragic, but fair people now blame Hamas, not Israel. So now the anti-Israel types have a new line of attack. What happens after the war? The Washington Post headlines with an editorial, "There will be a day after in Gaza. Here's what it can look like." NPR, disagreements emerge over who should be in control of Gaza when the war ends. Voice of America, U.S. Middle East vision emerges as Biden focuses beyond Gaza war. Nobody talked about the Marshall Plan or how to rebuild Europe during D-Day or the Battle of the Bulge, yet here is President Biden.
And when this crisis is over, there has to be a vision of what comes next. And in our view, it has to be a two-state solution.
It's curious that the president and much of the media hold on to a plan for Gaza and for the Palestinians, meaning both Gaza and the West Bank, that the Palestinians themselves say they don't want. 72% are not supportive of a two-state solution. That number is higher among younger Palestinians. This, as Hamas time and time again promises repeats of October 7th. In fact, 75% of all Palestinians support the October 7th attack. Here's Bill Maher from Friday explaining the hurdles to ending the Gaza war with negotiation.
What's happening to Palestinians today is horrible, and not just in Gaza, in the West Bank, too. But wars end with negotiation, and what the media glosses over is it's hard to negotiate when the other side's bargaining position is you all die and disappear.
With us now, Tsach Saar, Deputy Consul General for Israel in New York. It's good to see you. Thank you. I don't know the last day you got a day off or some sleep, but thank you. Help us understand, why do you think there is so much focus on the day after a war that still has a long way to go?
Well, we do have a long way to go, and of course we need to think about the day after, but currently we're focusing on making sure that we eliminate Hamas's abilities, capabilities, and also will to ever commit atrocities like October 7th. I can assure you two things. One is that Hamas their capabilities will be eliminated. And the second thing is that Israel will not be there. We don't want to be in the Gaza Strip in the day after. Of course, we have to talk to our partners in the region and around the world on how exactly we'll do it, but we currently focus on
to be fair, Israel unilaterally withdrew from Gaza, which your prime minister sort of alluded to have become Hamasistan, in the words of Bibi Netanyahu. But is it time to give up on this concept of a two-state solution and realize that something else has to be there?
Well, I think the two-state solution is still something that is a goal, but we need to see how we get there. And how we get there while making sure there is no threat on Israel. We cannot go back to 6th of October. This is out of question.
Okay, but you say how to get there, right? And Bibi Netanyahu said he is proud. Publicly, he said he's proud that he prevented a Palestinian state, meaning in the West Bank, where there would have been similar kinds of attacks possibly coming out of. But you keep saying how to get to a two-state solution. How do you get to a two-state solution when 72% of Palestinians don't support a two-state solution? Why hold on to this goal?
Well, first of all, it's very difficult, and we would like to have peace. And after what happened on 7th of October, we need to make sure that we eliminate not only the capabilities, but also the will for violence. Unfortunately, with Hamas, it's impossible because it's in their charter. They call again and again and again for, like they say, that they would...
Right, but if 72% of Palestinians don't support a two-state solution, can you eliminate the desire for violence by those 72% of people or those 75% that support October 7th by more violence?
Not by more violence, but we need to make sure that these areas are demilitarized, so they cannot pose a threat. And then we need to have hope, and we need to work with our partners to make sure that there's security, and then we can have hope. Security both for Palestinians and Israelis. And then we can have hope, and then we can think about two-state solution and how to realize that.
I think there was a president here who once had hope as a policy. It didn't work out too well, but we'll see. Sir, it's good to see you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate the time. We invite you to sign up for War Notes. That gives you a free look at the show every day at 4 p.m. Go to warnotes.com and subscribe. The Notes started as our internal email discussion about the most important events of the day. It's literally how we put the show together. You get to be a part of it. You can respond to the email with your thoughts. You can also join us on social media at Leland Vittert on Instagram or Twitter. That's warnotes.com. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.